Hello, hello, my people. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It all depends on your locations. And today we'll be talking about several issues and how it affects us in the Nigeria political terrain. So, the topic of today, for the title I would say is with expectation, because we expect something great to emerge after all these tensions must have cooling. So, therefore, I'll call it greater expectations, and I hope it turned out good for all of us, so that the stress and all the input and everything that we are putting in will be worthwhile. So that is a major thing here. So I want all of you to come in so that we can have a chit chat. I have a very good, robust discussion this evening. So whether we have to be here for 1 hour or more will be determined, by the people. But as for me, it's already weekend, so I have 1 or 2 hours to spare. So if we have to do anything more or less, then that would be welcome. So, my brothers and sisters, can you please log in? Like I said, I'm waiting here for you. Log in, everyone, and come aboard. Let's discuss. Log in, all of you. Log in. I can't see any of you here, etc. So I'm just playing fella here, to keep us warm in the meantime, depending on when people come aboard. So we both don't teach us democracy. All of a sudden, our people can they reverse the demo. So, but the issues now is that after all we've learned over the years, what have we really put to practice, at least for the people or for the next generation to build upon? Those are the discussions. In every society, there's always a problem somewhere, somehow, but sometimes these problems are man-made. Thus, man has to find solutions to them by themselves. Because our problem has been that we always wait for God only to take care of our problems without us doing nothing about them or doing anything about them. So, but this time around, we want to change things because what we do is work, but we have to do what we are supposed to do or what we were supposed to do. So God gave us the mind, the brain to do what others can do for themselves. So what God can do for us, we cannot do for ourselves. But at least the ones we have to do for ourselves, let's do them without wasting time. So that's the issue here. So you comment. So what do you think is going to happen after all this bragado and disturbances of the electoral processes that is taking place in Nigeria? Because as for what happened today in Osun State, I think you all must have known that Davido's uncle, the governor of Osun State, was sacked by some court today. I don't know if it's a appeal court or what have you. So I can check that quickly. It's a tribunal. Okay, it's a tribunal. So if it's a tribunal that sacked him, then now he said he's going to the appeal court. So the case have to go to appeal court again. You know, if I don't know what that means, if you know what it means, other than what we just read in pages of newspapers, then let us know. You know, because the case of Osun State is it's kind of confusing and complicated a little bit because of the tension in the southwest that is taking place in the build-up to the general elections. Because I assume the APC, having lost that state to PDP in the last general election, I think its fate should change a little bit in the sense that they were already hoping to capitulate on the southwest as it was at that time, so that Tinubu can at least now look, you know, eastward or northward or southward to collect some other votes, you know, inclusive of the ones that he already have, and then maybe bulldoze his way straight to Aso Rock. So when Adeleke won that election, he was shaking a little bit, but now we can see that he tried to fight back by all means necessary. He tried to take back that state. So, but whatever it is, the court has spoken today. Let's wait and see what the appeal court is still going to say about it again. Because I still remember that this same case was once attended to by I think another lower court also, and they found that Adeleke was the rightful winner of that election. So now again, another court has ruled again today. So which is a tribunal. I don't know if a tribunal is actually a court or because that word tribunal those days we used to hear it was being used during the military era. So but this time around they call it a tribunal of three judges. So two majority against one rule in favor of Oyetola by saying and proclaiming that Adeleke, the 10 local government that Adeleke won, or out of the 10 local government that Adeleke won, that the votes counted there were overvote, were I mean, feed with overvote counts and things like that. So, but if you say you have some overvote counts, then all of a sudden, then you annul the whole 10 local government elections and stuff like that. And even issue directly that the court should issue, that INEC should issue the certificate of return to Utola and withdraw that of Adeleke. That's another direct affront, you know. So just like it happens during the Oshomole era, you know, when overnight he became a governor. So but from what I was reading in the newspapers, Adeleke was reaffirming himself that same position that he still remained the governor, or lawfully elected governor, until the uh, the appeal court ruled on the case. So let's hope that's the case. But if that's not the case, then which means you have to vacate that position for Oyetola to come in again. So, but whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, if you know or you have any contribution about this, or you know what we don't know, please let us know on the discussion center section of the screen. Or we can as well, maybe, as well calling, through the telephone, etc. Telephone. So you can call through the telephone, then be willing and ready, to pick up your calls and have a robust discussion. So, ladies and gentlemen, I said you're all welcome. Welcome online. I can see you all. So I will still expect more people to come on board. So that's it. So, brothers and sisters, the tensions in the happenings in Nigeria is kind of worrisome to some. But because we've been in this kind of a situation before, I think some of us are not used to it. They are not bothered whatever jobs that they have to throw. Because at the end of the day, what goes up, what comes down. So that is it. So Trendy Bakes, thank you very much. Hope you are fine too. And post subscribers, yeah. More grease to your elbows too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all of you that are there. So like I said before, this election has been a source of concern to most of us, if not to majority of us, at least to a large number of us. So we have been in this kind of situation before over time, and this time will not be different. The only thing that's going to be different this time around will be that the people actually wake up and do the right thing, you know, without any fear or favor. More power, so long they have their PVCs, in their hands, and they refuse to sell them to the highest bidder. And I think the job is half done. So, which means whatever decision that is taken or whatever outcome that comes out of this election, then the youth will have themselves to blame, whether positively or negatively. So, because it's the way that the youth actually want this thing to go, that's the way it's going to go. The youth and the women. So, and the youth should also realize that this is their future we are talking about here. So, if you say your future or a pot of porridge, don't cry for another 4 years thinking that God will come from sky to sort out your mess for you. Now the ball is in your court. You have all the power to determine the kind of life you want to live for 10, 20 years from now. Is it going to be a prosperous, beautiful life, a life of peace, tranquility, and fulfillment? Because when there's a conducive environment, I guarantee you, even if you say ordinary cola nut, ordinary soft drinks, pure water, you'll be able to achieve something in life in the shortest possible time, I guarantee you. That's not a joke. You might think it's a joke. I'm not joking. Back in the days in Warri, we used to say one thing. Even if you sell cola nut on the roadside, like the Malam does, then I'm not talking of suya. Suya now, a big man thing that time in such a way that that one need big capital as at that time. And I mean big capital, I mean, you know, in the middle, that's a middle, like those are middle, middle earnings categories, etc. But if I say cola nut seller, which is just like an average of, let's say, like someone who make akara on the roadside, etc. Someone who just barely doing something. That is, you spend 1,000 naira, for example, back then to buy your goods, and you make 200 naira as profit out of it as turnover. Then you carry on again and again and again before you know that profit become 10,000 naira from capital of 10,000 to capital to another profit of 10,000. Then you put it together and you roll on again. And so let's say, for example, even if you don't want to upgrade and you want to remain in that same category, for some years, and these people were able to train their children to school back then and still buy a plot of land and build a house. So why was this thing happening then? You think it can happen now? It can still happen now. The only reason why Europe is what it is today is because there is peace and tranquility and they have a working system. It applies to all. It doesn't apply to one individual and the rest not. No, it applies to all. No size fits all. That's what it is. You know? So the poor in their own category, the middle class in their own category, the upper class in their own category, and whatever. So the richer you are, the more taxes you pay. It's as simple as that. In Nigeria, the richer you are, the less you are likely to pay any tax. So the people that pay the taxes are even the low, the downtrodden, the low income earners, etc. That's the way it has been in Nigeria. You will break caterpillar now before you know somebody build one small shanty waste, hustling, to make ends meet. Then the next day they bring one caterpillar, destroy the whole thing. They said, you don't have this, you don't have that. And meanwhile, the same local government agencies has been coming there on monthly or yearly basis to collect money from those people. But those money they were collecting then were unofficial. But yet, the money was being collected officially and eaten by the officials. I don't know if you understand what I mean. You know, so it was being collected from under the table, but yet, because of the corruption, you know, somebody else will come on, but the same person who has been in that ministry for all those years will now come and start to form like, you have no idea of what transpires. Because the boys they sent to the field are those, are the faces that they know in the field when they go out there to collect those money. I bring them back to the Oga Pata Pata, then now give them their own tokens, etc. If I thought they will give him the correct money and what have you. Just like NEPA back in the days. So it has been like that. All these things are due to corruption. There is corruption everywhere, of course. Even in Europe, there are corruptions in every agency. But there is a level of corruption that is more than corruption. The one you have in Africa is over corruption, excessive corruption. You understand? That is the difference. Yeah, now, can you just tell me that somebody will take the state, like the state council or the local government money that is supposed to, yes, the local government is supposed to collect and put it straight in his pocket? That can hardly happen. If at all it does, it has to be in a very minimal level, and this thing will be highly, be highly coded and being operated from the top. But in Nigeria, everybody is a boss. In Africa, everybody is a boss. If you're a police, you wear police uniform today, you go out, is to oppress, to collect money. So you look, they say you look eyes, yeah? Not the look eye, they look eyes. They know who be mugu. They know who is soft. They know who is gentle. They know who to exploit. And meanwhile, these are the people who are really upright, mostly, or in most cases, that they will exploit. Because when they jam people like them also, they back up. So if you're a traffic warder, the same thing. You control somebody. Oh, you're not supposed to go this. You're not supposed to park there. You're not supposed to. Okay, okay, please now. No, no, no. You must. No, you have to follow me to the office and this and this and that. Oh, please now. Okay, what do you have there? You know. Then they give him 1,000. No, 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 no. Make it 5K. No, no, no. This is the only thing I have here and stuff like that. Bring it. Next time, don't try that. You can go. Just imagine that. Before you collect that from 20 people, it's 20K, man. Now, that one is another matter. Custom, another matter. Even some schools, the same thing. Problem. Schools, I'm talking about educated or medium, you know, medium educated people who want to know. Then you hear that the professor is asking for money before facilities can take place, or before somebody can even enter the exam or to write an exam. They're supposed to ordinarily write, or that you have to pay some money for you to get your result right. Even if you write everything that you want to write, they still want to fail you. They can fail you simply because of one thing or the other, especially to the girls. That's what happens a lot. You read on pages of newspapers. So all these things are not funny at all. To some people, might be, but to some of us, it's not at all. You know, it's not funny. So all these things have to stop for, for the country to move forward. If we don't, then I doubt if anything will ever move forward from where it is now. So let's change things. I change it for good this time around. That is what elections are for. That's why we are saying, please do something this time around without any influence or any kind of bribery, whatever. So and people, let's do something. Like I said, so that at the end of the day, we'll be happy and better off than we are now. Because we deserve better than this. Or don't you think so? Most of our people here in Europe, they don't actually want to be here. They want to go home. You understand? They want to go home. I can say half of the population of Africans in Europe wants to go home. If not once in a year, at least, maybe even twice a year. If not twice a year, maybe at least even once a year. You know. So that is it, my brothers and sisters. We can do more, much more than we are doing now. You know. So let's do something for our nation and for ourselves, so that the next generation they will come and see how things were in 2023 and how things has become in 2033. That's the only way to progress. People don't progress by mere wishing. If you're just wishing without, without putting in the hard work, then nothing actually happens. Nothing works. You know. So you have to wish and you have to work in order to make things work out or to make dreams come true, as it should be. So apart from the Adeleke issue, there are so many issues that are making headlines today also. So let me go to another newspaper again and talk about Anambra Governor Soludo working for those who want to keep Igbo people as second class. What somebody said. And this one said Obi will not step down for Tinubu or Atiku or any other presidential candidate. So, just some few that we have to pick here and there. Uh, one of them. Then the other one is Supreme Court declines bail for Nigerian Senator One Bushi, who was jailed for 7 years for money laundering. Then Adeleke said, don't issue certificate to Boyiga Itola pending outcome of appeal court. Osun State Governor, right? Rice and Onion. So all these things are happening in Nigeria. So somehow, all affects everything we do, directly and indirectly. Men are not very happy about this whole thing, but you have to keep hopes alive so that we can move on, to better things. Because if you don't have a sound mind to reason, then things becomes even much more complicated. Because there continues to be problems, but how you deal with it is all that matters. So let's handle the problems and get rid of the problems like weed or grasses that they are. Weed them out and move on. So we should not let that one deter or stop us from doing what we have to do in order to prosper, to move ahead, to prosper. So any suggestion from anywhere will be highly welcome, whether through the comment section or through the telephone. So if Obi become president, as one man was saying, what will become of the rest candidates? He was being asked somewhere by some news if he was going to maybe bring in those same oppositions into his cabinet and maybe work with them. Then he said, or if he was going to prosecute them, especially those ones who has been in power now over the years. And he said, well, you do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which is you prosecute those who has to be prosecuted and those who have to be given pardon, whatever. And be given pardon because he have a lot of work to do, cut out for him, so he will move on, and try to forge ahead, and try to see what he can do to make things better for the country. And to me, I think that's a very smart idea. So, but let's wait and see who the winner will be because from the way things are, or the way things are going, you can never actually tell who's going to win this election because a lot of people I have spoken to, they all have their own various views on who they think is going to win. Some think Tinubu is just going to win this thing without any other party rivaling him that is going to win in the landslide. But sometimes, like they say, a day in the life of politics is like a year. Because things can upturn a night to the election, and before you know it, with all the coming together, an association of gangs and thieves and things like that, sharing of you know national resources, etc. Before you know, the man that used to say yes, yes, yes to you will be saying no, no, no one night because maybe he was promised some ministerial position like minister of I don't know, minister of external affairs or let's say internal affairs. And the next day, he was promised minister of defense. And he will tell you that, hey, boy, that minister of internal affairs position that you're trying to give me, I don't want it anymore. You say, what? What happened? You say, no. I said, I don't want it anymore. You will be the one begging him to accept it. He said, no, 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 no. Okay, what do you want? I want minister of finance. Which he knows it's not possible. Because maybe this man that is talking is not even educated up to that level to handle his own finance. So I'm talking about handling national finance, etc. Then you say, are you crazy? Don't you know what you read at school? You know, I cannot, prepare you to handle national finance the way it should be handled. So why don't you just, fall in line and let's see what we do, what will happen over time. So, but anyway, what I'm just trying to say here is that you come up with all sorts of excuses, to disagree with you, so that you will have the opportunity to jump into the other arms and accept what he has already accepted behind the scene. You know, so that is how politicians behave in Nigeria. So I read something today again. There's one senator from Akwa that was sacked by the court. This safe senator was in PDP. He jumped ship to YPP. Then the reasons he gave was that there was problems in Akwa Ibom PDP, what have you, etc., etc., etc. So, but PDP have to sue this man, and they sued this man to court. And now the court sacked him. And firstly, this man was also convicted and jailed for corruption just some few weeks ago, I think. Then now this. So, but why this thing is so interesting is that in Akwa Ibom, if you still remember, The governor was elected on the platform of PDP, and he crossed carpet into APC, I think just last year, or was it 2 years ago? So when he crossed carpet with PDP's mandate, he went into APC. So PDP sued this man, you know, in trying to retrieve back their mandate. Their mandate, sorry. So they could not. The court did not rule in their favor. They ruled in the favor uh, of the governor that went to APC. You know, so even this case went even as far as going to the Supreme Court, and yet he still ruled in his favor. So what is funny here is that the same court that ruled in that man's favor, that same court now has now ruled in the favor of PDP, that that man is not supposed to take the mandate of PDP and jump into another or cross to into another party, or the YPP. So you see, there's a kind of confusion here already, because you start to wonder if the same court cannot rule against itself on another case. It's not funny. Is there justice in that country? That was how the same court ruled in favor of Amechi, that never ran for any election in Rivers State, and said it was the party that won the election. Amechi sued his cousin Omehia to court, and he won. And Omehia was the one whose photo was placed on the placard, even by INEX, you know, ballot papers and campaign posters all over the place throughout the whole time. Amici was in Ghana, chilling, eating his stolen phone back then. Then somehow he knows what he wanted to do, so he network and find some judges and lawyers who, that can freeze the whole thing, freeze the whole thing in his favor. And all of a sudden, they ruled that yes, it was the party that won the election. It's Sakume here that in the primaries that it was Amechi that was supposed to, or that emerged the winner, whatever, that there was some corruption and wrangling that took place, at that level then to make that man to emerge. So the vote in favor of Amechi, that was how Amechi became the governor of Rivers State for 8 years. So, but ever since that case, normally in so many countries, when a case like that gets the Supreme Court, then the case will become a kind of a template, you know, of solving other matters that are highly related in that regard to that same kind of case. But ever since then, there are so many other cases that came up after you see governors jumping from one party to another. Saraki jumped from PDP to APC to what do you call it, new APC, new PDP, then to APC. Then Tambuwa, the same thing, took a PDP mandate, then into APC. So many others then that did that. You know how to frustrate Goodluck Jonathan then. Because it's like anything we talk about this time around, we always have to refer back to the era of Goodluck Jonathan. Because really experienced a lot of turmoil, really experienced a lot of turmoil, political turmoil. So, for those of us who were in the know then, or who saw it happen or play out or played out the way it did, we learned a lot. We learned a great deal from all those things. So I personally learned a great deal Because before then, I never see politics as anything actually than just what it was, politics, etc. So, but when I saw the kind of political gimmicks that took place then, gimmicks that took place then, along religious line, along ethnic lines, along all kinds of bastardization, lies, propagandas, plain lies, barefaced lies that you can just see. Somebody just telling that white is black, black is white, and he's arguing his case steadily. Then you start to wonder if you are blind or if you need some special glasses. You know. Meanwhile, they were just saying lies. That same lies was what they took to Asoro when they get to Asoro in 2015. And they could even Buhari himself came out and said he hoped that Nigerians remember him for the positive things that he did. I don't know what that positive thing is. Is it the hunger? Or is it the inflation? Or is it the naira that he met at 150 official rate that later became 700 to 800 now? So what is it? Is he talking about? Is it the electricity that he made at maybe 10,000 megawatts that is now 2,000 or barely 2,000 megawatts or 5,000 or whatever it is? Or is it this security election was conducted in the whole of Borno State? That's at that time. In the whole local government of Borno State. Then, Niger State was safe. All of that parts of the country was safe. The South was safe. And you say that today. If you ask them now, they'll say yes. This thing did not start begin with their own administration. They started long before they came in. But he promised something. And what did he promise there? That he was going to tackle insecurity head on. You are going to why not? The man has soldier before now. He can march, at the front and say, follow me. All the commanders will follow him. Attack. Then after 2 days, the whole insecurity will be over. That's what everybody was hoping for. But sorry, that did not happen. I don't think it's going to happen before it finishes. Because you just have about some few months left. February, March, April, May, 4 months. So what he did not do for 7 years, and he not do, wrap it up or stop it in 4 months? I don't think so. Even when the chief of army staff or minister of defense and the rest were not doing their duty or performing very well the way to expectations, everybody was still shouting then and saying, hey, change this man, he's not doing anything and whatever. All kinds of corruption was coming in. Then contracts, all kinds of defense contracts was coming in. They were the military boys who were in the field were crying that they were shortchanged, all the allowances that they were supposed to be given are not given to them, and the things that they were supposed to be motivated with were actually not given to them. Even the weapons they needed to fight were not given to them. They were giving them some archaic weapons. And meanwhile, the country was spending billions and billions of dollars importing some crap ammunitions into the country. While they were able to refurbish some old ones that have been in the, in the warehouses. To the extent that even innocent motors start to build motors for the military and tanks, etc. So you start to wonder where has all this money gone? In the pockets of some big shots. So people talked about these things. A whole lot of people talked about these things. And some of these military boys or army boys who were bold enough to come out and say what they have to say, in the open, either through the media, etc. Most of them were brutalized, thrown in jail for years and years, in some guard room somewhere, in some dark room somewhere where nobody knows. I doubt if anyone knows their whereabouts today. Maybe they'll be forgotten, or maybe they'll be killed. Who knows? That is how the country has become. That is what the country has become. Those things were happening before, but not in this scale. This scale of corruption is just ordinary to the extent that it's like nobody actually really cares because now every ministry has become their own government. In every ministry, they have their own government, where the secretary of that ministry is the boss, then before the minister. They can change any rules, any laws. If they want to transfer somebody, transfer. If they don't follow the rules, they want to sack somebody, the same thing. If they want to promote somebody, the same thing. You can just bring your own brother, your cousins, your nephew from anywhere, and you promote him straight up. Someone who don't have a administrative certificate or diploma can just be promoted to become the head of administration with 1 year experience, with 6 years experience. It doesn't matter. At first, you know the right person, or you came through the right person. The same thing as director of finance, whatever, in every of those ministries, the same thing. In the health institutes, the same thing. So how can things ever work? Because now you are bringing a novice into a system that you don't know much about. Then those experts who has been trained by the government with government funds for years, maybe like 20 years experience, 15 years experience, etc. You just demote them, or you take them out, or you frustrate them, then they just retire from the job. Instead of somebody who's supposed to be their cleaner in their office to come and be heading their department and bossing them around at the same time. When that person doesn't even know how the work should be done. So it's as bad as that. It's as bad as that. You know? So but something have to give this time around. That's what we are saying. If we continue to talk about Nigeria problem, of course, we can continue to talk about it from now till DB, daybreak. What I mean, the words to quantify this whole thing is immeasurable. And we can talk about it from now till tomorrow, except a solid action is taken, nothing will get done. So that's why we are encouraging the youth, women, and everyone else who gets to listen to pick up their PVCs this time around and use it well, use it wisely, and voting credible leaders, people you can hold actually accountable for whatever thing that they do, people you can actually say, yes, you promised us this and that. Now you're already 1 year in the office and you're not even talking about, I mean, let's go through this thing again, the manifestos again. Or do you want us to remind you? You said this, you said that, you promised us this, you promised us that. So please, you want these projects completed instead of they coming around and give you some small little changes just to shut your mouth. Or they go to the kings in your vicinity and they shut their mouth with some, you know, cash of porridge or porridges and what have you. They who were supposed to be the pressure group or the strongest pressure group to represent their people, when they are giving that little money, then they shut up. The people their people complain, they will be the ones telling their people to keep quiet. That they spoke with the so-called representative and you still promise that he's still going to do that, even if you take him, even if you still have 2 days left to spend in his office, he's still going to do that job. And the next day we say, oh, he said even if you leave office. Imagine somebody who was getting an allocation to do things on monthly basis, yearly, could not do some ordinary tap planners or some ordinary roles somewhere within the community. Is it when he leaves office, when he no longer needs your votes, or maybe when he needs another vote for another higher office? Is that when he's going to do what he promised to do in his first term of office or second term of office in another category of service? I think we should stop deceiving ourselves and hoping that things will just all of a sudden turn around, and becomes magnificent or magnified all by itself. Everything so magnified, magnificent looking, etc., without the actual work being put into it. So everybody should work. If you want a better life, work towards it. That's the way it is also. Politics, as you see it, the whole role that you have to play there is to cast your vote for a legit, trustworthy person that you can actually hold responsible or hold by their words and remind them of their promises to the community, eh? Their promises to the people. They should be reminded every once in a while. So that is the only way they can do what they are supposed to do, or what they were supposed to do, or what they promised they will do. So that is it. So, but now let's come to Lagos State. I saw some beautiful things in Lagos State the other day, which is the Blue Line that was inaugurated by Mr. President. It's actually beautiful. So, and the other line that they just launched now that they said is going to Okukumaiku from Maitu to Okukumaiku. What I'm saying is, it's good that they launched that. I hope they finish it in record time. But that road, I still remember, it was during fashion that time when they were, using that distance to that same line to make campaign. That road is, I mean, a train is going to run from that road. Train, they were saying train, not metro. It was going to run from that place to the border at Badagry. So that time I was like, wow. In fact, when I read these things, then I was so happy, very, very happy. I said, wow, if they can do just that, actually, you can imagine people coming from the Cotonou, from Togo, Cotonou, they come into Lagos and, you know, to access any other part of that country. I mean, it would be a very big welcome development, you know. So that was what I was really hoping for then. So, but all of a sudden they delayed the whole thing, because I know some people along that line that have some properties along that line. So they were hopeful then, while some were worried that maybe this thing will affect their houses, etc. So, but up till now, I was so shocked to hear that it is now that they are trying to, you know, let's lay that track for metro, to go to this thing. How long does it take to lay a track for metro? Ordinary metro track is not money. It's money you need, and the money is there. So from what I think or assume now is that thing has been awarded over and over again, maybe to different kinds of companies. I don't want to what the kind of companies that I think they are using. You know, over and over again. one governor come